Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the CFRN E-mini Futures Cast. This is the daily broadcast of Indeterminate Length, where we discuss all things E-mini, along with some really big ideas on the finer points of trading gold, bonds, crude, sugar, the euro. Joining us today, Mr. Michael Borth. From our trading desk in Chicago, Mr. Burton Schlichter. Now, to get things started, let's go to our host and founder in Studio A, overlooking South Mountain, America's largest city park. Here's Dwayne.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Today is Wednesday, 8th day of February, 2023. Thanks so much for joining us. Whoever you are, wherever you are, we're just glad to have you right here, right now. We do 2 live broadcasts every trading day. The first live broadcast is from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. That is our live training room. Now that's reserved for members only and those who are taking their 1-week free trial. If you've not yet taken your 1-week free trial, go to mytradingiq.com and just click the button at the top of the page, and it'll walk you through the rest of the process. When Michael comes on later, he'll show you exactly where you need to go and exactly what you need to click. Now, the afternoon broadcast, which begins at 12 noon Eastern, that would be this broadcast. We've changed our format a little bit. It used to be Michael would come on first to do the recap of the live training room, but now he's going to come on at 12:40 Eastern, do a recap of the live training room, and then beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to spend 30 minutes trading live on the TradingView platform. So if you're watching this video after the fact and you want to get straight to the TradingView portion, just fast forward to the 1 hour mark and you'll be right there. Now, this afternoon broadcast is open to everybody, everywhere on planet Earth with an internet connected device. There's 2 different ways to join the afternoon broadcast, one a little better than the other, so let me give you the better way first. Go to mytradingiq.com, scroll down to where it says afternoon broadcast, click the link, complete the 30-second registration form, and then every trading day going forward, you'll get an email about an hour before the broadcast starts. And at 12 noon Eastern, all you have to do is click the link in the email and it will automatically log you into our platform. Now I say that's the better way because it gives you access to the question box so you can ask questions and participate in the discussion. The other way to join the afternoon broadcast, maybe you're out of the office, away from your desktop, but you still want to join the afternoon broadcast live, just point your browser to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CFRN. youtube.com/CFRN. Not only do we broadcast live every trading day on our YouTube channel, but we also archive every daily broadcast. We archive them for your educational and viewing pleasure. Currently, there's over 2,100 daily live broadcasts archived and waiting for you. If you're new to the world of CFRN, it's a great way to get to know who we are, how we've evolved over the years. You can scroll back 6 weeks, 6 months, a year, 2 years, even more. Pick days at random. Just listen in a little bit. What you'll find is a thread of continuity, a thread of connectivity woven through each and every daily broadcast. Anybody can say anything today, but what did they say 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, even more? You have the opportunity to unravel that mystery. With that said, let's open with a word of prayer as we do. Today it's a prayer for God to make it happen. 1 Thessalonians 5:24 says, God will make this happen, for he who calls you is faithful. Prayer is powerful. Our prayers are heard in heaven. Scripture says the Lord is already on the move in response before we're even done praying. He loves us. We are his children. So why does it feel like our prayers go unnoticed and unanswered at sometimes? When bad things happen to good people, it can feel like God is far off. But Paul's words remind us of the Father's promise to hear us. He is not far off. He is close. Now, 1 Thessalonians 5:23 says, now may the God of peace make you holy in every way, and may your whole spirit and soul and body be kept blameless until our Lord Jesus Christ comes again. Surely, only the Lord's movement on, in, and through our lives can cause such a profound effect. Holy in every way is a status we will only achieve as we step into heaven. But on the way there, he's making us holier and holier each day. It sure doesn't feel like it some days. But when we seek the Lord with all of our hearts, the slow and steady change is an inevitable result of the perfecting of our faith. Perhaps the hardest thing to work out in our faith is the way God answers our prayers. We can be certain he hears and answers, but it's not always in our way and in the timing that we pray for. Day by day, our faith and trust in him grows as we seek him with all of our hearts. And the things we don't understand become smaller in amount and significance. Pray with me. Heavenly Father, we believe you make things happen in our lives. You are faithful and transforming us into people who resemble Christ Jesus. Your miraculous hand on our lives could produce the supernatural change we experience when we seek you with all of our hearts. Lord, we are thankful for this day, which you have awakened us to live fully in order to bring glory to you. Father, today we bring to you the impossible prayers we have been praying. We lay the burden of them down at your feet. The worry we won't see the answer we want and the time we want on this earth, we lift that up to you also. You are in control, God. Even when it feels like everything is out of control, when people are taken from us too soon, and sickness and tragic accidents seem to win, and natural disasters like this horrible earthquake and all the lives that have been lost. The world seems to be spinning out of control and we are shaken. In those moments when we feel our prayers have failed us, remind us of your sovereignty, God. Remind us of your goodness and set a peace in our hearts that allows us to cope, embrace, comfort, and submit to your compassionate encouragement and faithful direction in our lives. This is a prayer to make it happen. We will continue to pray for miraculous healing, even though we can't see when it will come. Today we choose to believe your timing over our agenda, knowing the years of our lives are but a fast lap around the track in comparison to your eternal existence. God, we pray that you would make peace happen in our lives today. God, we pray for miraculous reconciliation where there's been discord and division. conflict and misunderstanding. We trust your movement in our hearts and the hearts of those on the other side of the line. God, do what only you can do in the minds and hearts of humanity. Father, this is a prayer to make it happen. As we pray for those who've been affected by this earthquake, the numbers are just unbelievable in our natural state. But we have to trust that you are in control. God, show us the way you have marked out for us. Give us the courage we need and the confidence required to walk in truth for the rest of our lives. And God, help us to notice and embrace the people you have placed around us, to apologize when warranted, and forgive without being asked. Father, let our lives be a channel of your love. This is a prayer to make it happen by your hand, in your time, according to your will. It's in Jesus' name we believe and pray. And everybody said, amen. Okay, well, happy Wednesday. I know it's certainly not a happy Wednesday for many people around the world. So we continue to keep those people in our hearts, our thoughts, and our prayers. All right, we're going to start here in the U.S. with the indices, or the cash markets as they're called. Currently the Dow is down 156 points. The NASDAQ is down 169. S&P 500 is down 38. And the Russell 2000 down 25 points. All the same color. In the commodity basket, crude oil up 61 cents, trading 77.75 last. Gold up $2.40, trading 18.87 last. Silver up 19 cents, trading 22.37 last. And for silver, that's a gain of almost 1%. In the Asian markets at the close, Nikkei fell 79 points. Shanghai dropped 15. The Hang Seng also dropped 15. No movers or shakers there, but all the same color. And in the European markets at the close, FTSE up 20 points, the DAX up 91, the CAC down 12. So that gave us a red day in Asia. It was a mixed day for the UK. And so far, it's a big red Radio Wednesday here in the US of A. With that, we'll go instead of going to Michael as we normally do at this time. We'll go straight to the Logic 247 recap. Okay. In a challenging week. As I recall, last January and February were challenging in the same kind of way. Since the markets open, now this recap is good as of 7 a.m. this morning. There have been additional alerts issued since then, and so these numbers will change when Valerie posts the recap this afternoon and then again this evening. But as of 7 a.m. today, since the markets opened Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, we issued a total of 29 alerts. 2 never triggered. As of 7 a.m., we were still waiting on 5. That gave us 22 actionable alerts, of which 5, or 23%, would have been stopped out based on not risking more than $300 per contract per trade, less when possible, based on market structure and a very simple three-step process that we teach all of our traders in their unlimited one-on-one mentoring sessions. Over the last 236 weeks, we've averaged 20% or less of the alerts being stopped out based on that risk profile I just explained. You never risk more than the potential profit in a trade. So if an alert only has 2 points available, then you can only risk 2 points. Anything else is bad math, bad science. Don't do it. It's that simple. Now the logic alerts come out around the clock. It could be 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. whenever opportunity presents itself. Futures trade around the clock, and we have traders around the globe. So everybody gets taken care of. The logic alerts are based on current price action, but there's time built in to each alert for you to get the alert, study your 30-minute chart, see the window of opportunity, and then as price approaches the entry, you simply use everything you learn every single day in the live training room to take advantage of the alert. Now the purpose of the alerts is not just so you can trade and make money without having to learn how to trade. The alerts are a training aid. They're to help you learn to spot the windows of opportunity yourself. Because we want you to become self-sufficient. We want you to be able to look at a chart and not need anyone to tell you when to get in or when to get out. That's the whole purpose of everything that we do, is to make you an independent trader. So that all you need is a chart. Once you become a lifetime member with no recurring fees, you have access to the indicators for life, and you have access to the weekly trading zones for life, the concierge trade alerts, and the Logic 247 alerts. Now, while the logic alerts are based on current price action, the concierge trade alerts are based on historic price action. And when current price action meets historic price action, that's where you'll find some of your best high probability, low risk trade opportunities. The CTA report, it's a static report published shortly after the Globex Open every evening. It is better to get your goal for the day on the way to the CTA. Once price trades above or below a CTA, it will often trigger multiple times. So the report was published last night at 6:15 p.m. Eastern for our members and everyone taking the free trial. We cover all the same markets with the CTAs as we do with the logic alerts. This is forward guidance for the entire session. Just like the weekly zones, which are published Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern, don't change all week once they're published. Same is true of the CTA numbers. Once published, they're good for the whole session until the new set of numbers are published the following evening. Now, the first thing you want to do, we'll use the ES as an example. At 6:15 p.m. Eastern, make note of where price is on your 30-minute chart. You can put some kind of text there, whatever you want, so that you'll readily identify as a visual cue where price was at this moment in time. Because on a normal week, price will do one of two things. It will get above the 30-minute BBC and start trending up towards 4,200, or it will get below the BBC and start trending down towards 4114. In either case, that's where you use Logic 247 and everything you learn in the live training room every trading day to yourself find opportunities to be long or short the market. It's pretty simple. The worst thing you can do is complicate the simplicity. Okay? Now, members and those on the trial had these numbers last night. If you're not a member and not on a trial, this broadcast is open to the public. So, if you want to grab a screenshot, go right ahead and we'll walk through each one of the individual markets. Got them? Good. Okay. All right, we'll start out with the daily chart as we do. We've been in a downtrend since March 29th. The low was put in October 13th. The green line is called the BBC, stands for Bull Bear Cross. When price crosses above it, we anticipate higher prices. When price crosses below it, we anticipate lower prices. Price crosses above it, higher prices. As you can see, the pullback to the BBC holds more often than it doesn't. There, there, there. Now we've reached up and touched that 62% reverse fib for the first time since the downtrend started. We made a nice run on this day, but it was on February 2nd that we actually touched the 62% reverse fib. We got rejected. Price came down to the daily step line in blue and climbing, where it found support. Yesterday, we straddled this. There was some volatility when Jerome Powell started speaking yesterday. And now, as you can see, we've gone right back up to this high, and we're building a red candle. Whatever market you trade, it may not be the S&P, it might be Bitcoin, it might be, excuse me, the British pound. Could be Amazon, it could be Walmart. Price flows the same across all markets and all time frames. So whatever market you trade, you should look at the daily chart for a couple of minutes before you start trading, so that you can see which way the wind's blowing. It's institutional trading that moves price. Retail traders provide liquidity for the institutions. So a quick glance and you can identify where major resistance is, high of the day, high of yesterday, the high of February 3rd, and the high of February 2nd. You should jot those numbers down on a notepad. Okay, once you've identified major resistance, now it's time to look at major support. Low of the day, low of yesterday, the low of February 6th, and then we hit the 50% reverse fib, and then right below that we have the daily BBC, which has climbed a little bit above the low put in on February 1st. So if price drops to the 50% reverse fib, by the time it gets there, the daily BBC will probably be right about the same spot. And so we'll look for support here, because the pullback holds more often than it doesn't. Now that's true across all markets, all stocks, all crypto, all forex. Price flows the same across all markets and all time frames. So anything I say about the S&P daily chart applies to whatever market you're trading and whatever time frame you're using. We have an inside day, which means we've not taken out yesterday's high or yesterday's low. That means we're consolidating sideways. That means it can create some difficult trading. So you want to be aware of that. And you want to know where that major support is and the major resistance. I just showed you how to do it. The other indicator, the blue and red one, it's called the CFMA1. I refer to it as blue and climbing, red and falling. When we go to the 30-minute chart, you'll see the importance of understanding blue and climbing, red and falling, and where price is in relation to the 30-minute BBC. But make sure whatever market you're trading, you go here first, so that you understand this is a challenging day. It's an inside day. We've not taken out yesterday's high. We've not taken out yesterday's low. On the ES 30-minute chart, here's where the market opened last night. Ran up to the weekly trading zone where it found resistance. We've published the weekly zones since December 14th of 2009. So we have over 13 years of data that tells us how price behaves around the weekly trading zones. Once you understand that, as a lifetime member, you will find that the zones become one of the most important tools in your trading toolbox. When price rallies up to a zone, like it did yesterday, we expect resistance, and as it did overnight, we expect resistance, and then price dropped to the zone, which is 41.57.58, and it found support. That gave us a bounce, but we've got red and falling overhead, which tells us the potential for lower prices is on the way. So we get back to the zone again. Remember, resistance, resistance, support, support. We consolidate. We make one last push up to the BVC. The pullback holds more often than not. And so we begin our move down. And we've traded right down to the weekly trading zone to the tick. Once price gets below the BBC, below this weekly trading zone, and below any potential obstacles, you simply go to your smaller time frame chart and grab your goal for the day. Price hit the zone. We expect it to be support until proven otherwise, and it's given us quite a bounce from 41.23/24 up to 41.39. The potential for resistance is right here, and also right here. If price can overcome red and falling, then it's got to deal with this resistance here. Either one is for an opportunity for the market to give us another leg to the downside. Simply have to be patient. You're below the BBC and printing a green candle. Not a good time to go short. You need to wait for price to find resistance, start printing a red candle. Then everything's aligned. Price is below the BBC, you have red and falling, you're printing a red 30-minute candle, grab your goal for the day. It's actually that simple. Trading's not easy, but it can be simple unless you complicate it. So don't. Just let it be as simple as it can be. On the Dow, price opened right. The vertical line separates today, Wednesday, from yesterday, Tuesday. Now, Wednesday began last night at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's when the Globex markets open. And the CTA numbers went out at 6:15. Or was it 6:10? 6:15. So 15 minutes after the open. So, only three things happen at a weekly zone. The most common is consolidation. This is what you'll see about 70% of the time. 20% of the time, you'll see price get rejected. 10% of the time, you'll see price slice through the zone like it's not even there. When that happens, price will typically retrace to the zone it sliced through and continue in the direction of the slice. However, in this case, it did exactly that, but it ran into an obstacle, red and falling. At It's an indication lower prices are on the way. Here's where the bearish cross took place. So we had a nice move down. Price then pulled back up to the zone. This is the opening candle on Wall Street. Typically the largest candle of the day. This one here may have outdone it. Where did we go? We went from support or resistance here to resistance here and here to support here. We spiked it. But see how price found resistance on the bounce at red and falling? That's what we were just talking about on the ES. Okay? So now on the Dow, once price gets below the step line, then you've got a window of opportunity down to the zone. If price could get below the zone and take out this low, then price will make a run at the short target. On the Russell, markets open, ran up to the zone, found resistance, came down to the zone, found support. Price reached up off that 9:30 a.m. Eastern opening candle, and you'll see that this high lined right up with that high. You should be expecting resistance at that point until proven otherwise. When price gets back below the BBC, got red and falling in the picture, and price takes us right down to the target at 1950, where the market finds support. We got a bounce, just like on the ES and the Dow, just waiting, because price is below the BBC, just waiting for price to find resistance. You'll know it's found resistance because it'll start printing a red candle. That's when you go to your smaller time frame and use what you learn in the live training room every trading day to take advantage of the opportunity. On the NQ, market open, ran up to the zone, found resistance just like it did yesterday. That's rejection right there. Attempted one more time last night, couldn't get above the zone. We get a bearish cross, and then price drops. We get through the zone. First we get support and a bounce all the way up to the BBC. The pullback holds more often than it doesn't, and so down we go, straight to the target. When this red candle starts printing, all you have to do is go to your smaller time frame trigger chart, look for a pullback to the BBC, a down close, grab your goal for the day. Right here, another window of opportunity setting up. Right there. Again, it's as simple as you allow it to be. Now the NQ pays $20 a point. On the logic alerts, the initial target is designed to help you get your goal for the day. If all you plan to take out of the alert is 2 points or $100 per contract, depending upon what market you're trading, then you can't risk more than that. Again, otherwise it's just bad math, bad science. But the NQ is the only one that's different. The initial target's $200 because the NQ is notorious for its volatility. And so from the top of this window, about 12,570 down to 12,545. It's 25 points, $20 a point, $500 per contract traded. Crude oil. Market opened, pulled back to the BBC, the pullback held, and it sent us right up to the target. Now we came a little bit shy. The high was 78.44, target was 78.50. But you're above the BVC, you've got blue and climbing. When price starts printing a green candle, let's go to your smaller time frame, grab your goal for the day. Price pulls back, the pullback holds. Looks like we're going to make another run at it. We've overcome red and falling. When we overcome red and falling, like we did here, it will turn to blue and climbing. Okay? So we got a window of opportunity up here in this area, because you got to get above that swing high right there. So a conservative 78.20 to 78.40, that's $200 per contract traded. Gold. Here's where the market opened, got above the BVC, the pullback held, and the pullback held, and it sent us right up to the target. We overshot the target, and we even took out yesterday's high by just a little bit. Then price got below that target, pulled back, hit it again. Now we're below the BVC, we're printing a red candle. You need to let price get below this low right here. And take advantage of the opportunity. But your price has got to do a couple things. Get below the step line, get below red and falling, take out this low. A $1 move in crude is $1,000. A $1 move in gold is $100. A $1 move in silver is $5 grand. The chart will always tell you what to do once you understand how to read the chart, how to read the indicators, and how to understand how price behaves around the weekly zones. On silver, here's where the market opened. We got above the BVC, red and falling, turned to blue and climbing. The pullback held, took us right up to the target, and we overshot yesterday's high, pulled back, got red and falling. Price has overcome red and falling. So once this turns to blue and climbing, then you'll have an opportunity up to this high, up to this high, and then potentially all the way up to the zone. And on the euro, here's where we opened. Price pulled back to the BVC, ran up to the zone, consolidated at the zone, got below the BVC, pulled back held. Now, when the market finds resistance, it's going to look for support. Blue and climbing is potential support. So you got to wait for price to get below that. You've also got a bullish cross right here. When you have a bullish cross that leads to an extended move, the first time price revisits that area will most likely be good support. So watch that area for support, and then once price gets below that, and you got a nice little area here to get your goal for the day. And that brings us back to the daily chart, where we're still printing red. We're just off the low of the session. And that's what the S&P looks like on the daily. There it is on the ES. Thanks, Jackie. Jackie was just mentioning that price had traveled through that window of opportunity that I just mentioned. $500 per contract traded. Thanks for pointing that out, Jackie. Michael, are you ready?
I am.
Okay.
I am here. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
All right. Let me bring everything over here to me. Here we go. Should be good to go.
Looks good.
Jackie, I didn't see you in the morning session today. I see you here now, but I didn't see you in the morning session. Well, I'm going to get into what happened in the morning session right now. It's okay. You can come in anytime. All right. So I'll tell you right now what happened there. Now, if you have not taken a free trial with us, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Wednesday, the 8th day of February, 2023. If you've not taken a free trial with us and you want to take a free trial with us, then go here to mytradingiq.com. On this page, you click right here, sign up for your free 5-day training, now 9:30 to 11:30. Click on that, and just fill in this little form. Once you fill in this little form, you'll be sent all the information you need to get into the room in the morning session. Now it's only got a couple days left of this week, so we're going to be putting a new one up here probably tomorrow night, around midnight probably. So it'll have all the information for the next week. If you're in here starting the trial in the middle of the week this week, you'll be able to follow on with next week's. Okay. If you are taking the free trial, you should go here to trading platforms and download the trading platform, whichever one you're using. I would recommend you download, if you have, this is DT Pro that I'm going to show you everything on back here. I'm also going to show it to you on TradingView. You can download two if you want. If you have NinjaTrader, just follow the instructions right here to upload your NinjaTrader. You have to have NinjaTrader installed to begin with, and then just give us your machine ID, and this will walk you through uploading all our indicators for NinjaTrader. And if you have TradingView, I'm going to make a new video for this because this it doesn't reference the TIQ context of the TIQ Ultimate Slingshot. So I'm going to make a new video for this probably today and get it out there. But just follow the instructions there. Give us your profile name. Now, there was something that I found out yesterday that I figured out yesterday anyway. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. If you do not have TradingView yet, you can use this link right here to get TradingView. Okay, just click on that link. That link actually goes here. The free version will work if you only have one chart and you don't want to look at custom timeframes. But if you want to look at custom timeframes, you're going to need at least the pro version, and then you'll be able to look at two charts. You can see two charts in one layout. If you want to look at 3 or more charts, you got to get the Pro Plus. Okay, the free version will work if you only have one chart and you don't have custom time intervals, but you have to go to the Pro version to get like the 7-tick range to get the custom time intervals. Okay, but if you use that link that I just gave you right there, it'll bring you straight to here. Okay, I didn't realize we had that thing going on until, well, the wee hours of the morning today. All right, so let's get into what happened. All right, today we had a pretty good day this morning. Today, as I said, is the 8th day of February 2023. If you're going to read the spreadsheet, you have to read all the CFTC risk disclosures down at the bottom. I have to say that every time. We lost 2 ticks in crude. We made 34 ticks in gold and 40 ticks on the ES this morning. Put us at 820 on the morning session. Again, I messed this up again. I didn't put 2 contracts on while I was getting the goal for the day. Again, I messed that up. So today, again, it took 1 minute and 1 trade to get to the goal for the day. At that point, we're up $100 a contract. The only time so far this month, I think, that I did 2 contracts. I think I did it on both of those days. So anyway, we ended up taking 11 trades this morning. And so on the month now, we're up $2,880 a contract. That's over 6 trading days, averaging $480 per contract per 2-hour trading day. Now, on the year so far, we've gotten our goal in 25 out of 26 days, and we've gone 17 business days since our last negative day. That was a blue day. That means we got our goal and I gave it all back. We've gone 373 business days since our last red day. That means it was a negative day and we didn't get the goal. So it's been a long time since we've done that. On the year, we're at $11,212, averaging $431 per contract per 2-hour business day. And if you were to quit trading when you got your goal for the day, and you were to add 1 contract per month, so far this year, you would have only had to work 7.4 hours, 7.41 hours, and you would have averaged $609 per hour during those 7.91 hours. Okay. All right. let's get into the trades. The gold, what did we do on gold today? We had a few trades on gold. Okay, we started out, actually, I have to show it to you on TradingView. Okay, bring that up, and this one here. Okay, we click on gold, blow it up like this. Right in here was our first trade of the day. This is where we got our goal for the day. We got plus 10 on that move. Then we got another plus 10 on this move right here. That put us at 20. And then I believe the next one we took, well, take it in here. No, the next one we took was we took a break-even trade right there. But we had a 14 tick trade somewhere on gold. Let me bring this up. Somewhere else we had a 14 tick trade on gold. It might have been from right in here on the TradingView, or oh, it's right here. This is where we had it right here. We had a 14 tick trade from right here on TradingView on the gold. Those were the trades that we took on gold. Now in the TradingView chart, you can see there were a few of them in here that triggered. There was one there, a whole bunch of flat stuff here with the long-term trend got flat. There was another short in here and here that I didn't take. And on the DT Pro, we had stopped to start training right in here. That's why you have this cross line here. I was saying in here that the context had just barely changed to up right here, but what it looked like was it was gonna drop down a little bit and then move up, but it dropped down a lot and then it moved up. This was the one trade that we took here on TradingView. I highlighted it with the blue candle, I mean the blue arrow here. I got the 14 ticks there. Then the break came along and there was one trade right here with DT and another trade right here with DT. Both look like they would have been nice profitable trades. And I'm not sure whether they would have triggered on TradingView. Probably did. I don't know. Yeah, there was one trade right here and one trade right here. Both would have triggered on TradingView as well. So that was it for the day with gold, right? We ended with plus 34 ticks in gold. Crude oil, we had, let's see, we had one decent trade. We had a few trades in here. Our first one was right here with crude. We started out with 5 ticks in profit on that one. Then a break even. Then this trade triggered on TradingView and here on DT, and we picked up 3 more ticks here to get us to plus 8. Then I stopped out on this one, and that put me at minus 2. In here, we had a cycle reset that was happening, and I said, what I expect to do right here. You know, the overall context was bearish, and what I expect to do right here is to make a move down and drag the cycle down. You know, everything beyond here, you couldn't see at the time. It was like this. You couldn't see all that other stuff at the time, and I was suggesting that the charts were suggesting that it was going to make a move down in there, and it did. It didn't give us any trade setups, but it did make a move down. And then after all that was done over here, we got back into the trading, and it didn't give us another trade setup through here. If we look at the trading view on that, we'll go here and see on the crude now. Okay, I'll go back to the beginning, all the way back here. Okay, so we had a short in here on trading. There was a long right here, looks like a break even, a short in here. That was something you could have taken, a short in here. That would have been very close to stopping you out, but it did eventually move down. The long-term direction was bearish in here all the time, so there was no long trades all through there. Even through here, no long trades because the long-term direction was bearish. Here it started to get bullish, but when it pulled back, it didn't stop at the ribbon. Continued back down, going back to bearish. You could have taken a short right in here. Looks like it would have been a break-even trade. Then it turned to bullish, right? You had the long-term direction turned to bullish. You had to bounce off the ribbon right there. Another one right in here. It got flat in here, so you couldn't do anything there. Then it got bearish again. If you're taking this one right here, it looks like that would have stopped you out right there. I think I did actually stop out on that one. That might be the one that I stopped out on. And then it started to get a little choppy in here, but there was a bearish one there and a bearish one there that you could have taken a bounce there, and there you could have taken. The long-term direction was still bearish all through here. Okay, so we weren't considering anything long until it changed to bullish right in here. And the next one was right here. This was the next one that you could have taken. It was right here during the break. Okay. And that was it on crude oil today. okay, with both markets, I mean, both charting platforms. We'll go back here on the ES. Our first trade on the ES was right here. We had a break even there. Then we picked up 12 ticks on the ES. And I'm not sure that this was the very first trade. I think, yeah, there was a trade right here that we took something on. I think we got 12 ticks there and 10 ticks there, I think is what happened. And then we got into the break. And during the break, I think I took a trade in here during the break with the TradingView, but this was shut off, so I couldn't do anything with this. But you can see all through here, all the way to here is where we did the training, and the trades that triggered were in this move right here. Then after the session, after the training session, we got into here. We didn't have any trades you could do on the ES through here. All right, so we didn't through here, but I know on the TradingView we did, because we went from 12 to 22 to 30, so we had a +8 and a +10 that we did in here somewhere. Let's see if I can find them somewhere in here. Okay, well, I don't know exactly where they were, but I know the next couple of trades that we took, we had a +8 and a +10 on the ES, getting wrapping up the morning session. This is crude oil. That's why I'm not seeing it. Here. This is on 100 range. We're gonna go back to a 6 range. I was looking at 100 range because I was looking at equities. It doesn't look like I marked things up in here either. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to get better about that when I'm going back and forth. But if you look at this in here, when you had the long-term trend was down and the black was in the red, you could take a trade there. When long-term trend moved up, black was in the green, you could take a trade there. Back to bearish, long-term trend bearish, black in the red. And in here, it got really flat. You didn't want to do anything in there. And then it started to move down. So over here was all bearish. You could have taken a trade here that would have strung out through all of this. Then you could have taken another one right here, another one right here. And then you get into the break. During the break, let's see. It was really flat in through here during the break. And there was right here, we had bullish right here. The long-term trend was bullish. So you had the bounce off the ribbon right here. Okay, you got bearish again, but in here, the black was not in the red. So you didn't really have a trade through there. Now the black you can see is in the green, and the long-term trend is getting bullish. So we'll have to see what it looks like when it pulls back in here. Okay, we don't know that yet. Just a reminder for everyone, we're going to be streaming live on TradingView here in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to switch from this recap to streaming live on TradingView. To get into that, you just need to go to TradingView.com, go to Community, Live Streams, go to Upcoming Streams right here, and click on this. All right, click this. Well, that's tomorrow's actually. if you let me refresh this page. Here it is in 6 minutes. If you click on this one, I was getting into this page right here. It's offline right now, but I'll start the stream here in about 6 minutes. And in that, I'm just going to use TradingView and place trades as they come. Okay. That's the plan for that. Now, if you have not taken a free trial with us and you want to, go here to mytradingiq.com and sign up for it right here. Sign up for your free 5-day training now, 9:30 to 11:30. Click on that, and you'll be brought to, is it this page? It is this page. You'll be brought to this page, fill out this form, and then you'll be sent all the information that you need to get into the room in the morning. Okay. Now, if you sign up for the trial today, that trial will continue into next week because it's 5 business days that you get to use the trial for. All right. If you're going to sign up for the trial, you should definitely download the trading platform. We have 3 of them here that you can download pretty easily. DT Pro is the one that I'm using right here in the background right here. All right. And TradingView is the other one that I've been showing you. And we also have our stuff on NinjaTrader. If you already have NinjaTrader, just follow these instructions, send us your machine ID, and we'll set you up for NinjaTrader as well. You should also look at the trade rules. These are the rules for the trade setups. This is what I follow in the morning session every day. These are the rules that I follow in the morning session. Okay, so just take a look at those. You can watch some of these videos. These videos are me doing the actual training in the morning. All right. They're from last year, but still, they're all the same thing. Just me following those rules, doing the training in the morning. Okay. So again, in just about, I don't know, 4 minutes, I guess, I'm going to start the TradingView thing. Right. So if you were interested in doing that, go into TradingView and watching it there. You can watch it right here because I'm going to do it here too. So it'll be, we're going to try this again yesterday. The TradingView one cut off after 3 minutes. I don't know, those of you guys that were in here yesterday, you got to watch me do the whole thing for 30 minutes yesterday. And we had some great trades happen in those 30 minutes. You know, when Powell was speaking, he gave a lot of movement in the market. I don't know what's going to happen today. I mean, today could be really dry and flat. I'm hoping it's not going to be, but you know, we'll see what happens. Does anybody have any questions about any of this stuff right now? Jackie, do you have anything? Anybody who's in here who is on the trial? Rick, do you have any questions about this? Hopefully you got everything figured out today. That stinks what you texted to me last night. Hope you get that all worked out today.
And for those of you that lost the stream yesterday via TradingView, hopefully that won't happen today, but it was all captured on our YouTube channel, so you can always go to yesterday's broadcast on YouTube.
YouTube/CFRN. Go YouTube/CFRN, and 1 hour into it, the recording from yesterday on YouTube is where the streaming started. Okay. You can, Rick. Well, I have to start the stream for the trading. I haven't started it yet. I'm going to start that in about a minute. Okay. For me to start, I just got to click on this and pick what monitor I want to use. So I'm going to set up that same thing on my other screen over here. Go to community and live streams. I'll set that up on this one, so I can just click on it on this one and choose that monitor. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, that's off topic. It's in 2 minutes, it says. All right. So, if nobody's got any more questions about this right now, then I'm going to flip this over to the charts and blow it up. All right, and drop it down a little bit. And then I'm going to start the stream right now on TradingView. Okay, and hopefully this works out okay. I'm going to shut the camera off right now, Dwayne. That was one thing I kept forgetting. I'm going to hit start stream. Oops, hang on. And video. Okay, toggle screen. It should be asking me right now which one I want to use. Okay, it is saying stream offline. Hang on. Let me refresh this again. And it is now 12:59, so maybe it's forcing me to wait a minute. Okay, I believe it is forcing me to wait a minute. There it is. Okay, so now I can hit share and start stream. There we go. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Today is the 8th day of February, 2023. We have just started the streaming in TradingView. These markets right here, we have the mini S&P. It's the ES. I'm going to bump this to a 7-tick range, so they're all the same. These indicators that we're using here, what we're looking at right here is the long-term trend is outlined by the black right here. The short-term trend is the darker color on the inside, right? the support and resistance levels, or not levels of support, the support and resistance areas are identified by the ribbon in the middle here. Now for any bounces long, meaning buying off the ribbon, you're gonna want this black line to be on the bottom, and you're gonna want the long-term trend to be trending up. Okay, for any bounces short off the ribbon, you're gonna want the long-term trend to be bearish like this or down, right? Again, the outline is the long-term trend. You're gonna want that to be bearish, and when prices pull back up to it, the ribbon, the black line right here, you're gonna want that to be in the red at the time of entry. Okay, we don't have anything that fits that right now, but it's starting to set up over here right now. Now, when I do place a trade, this is the mini S&P. When I do place a trade, I'm going to place it here. Okay. So if it pulls back down here, now these are all 7-tick range bars. Okay. They're all 7-tick range bars. That means every bar is 7 ticks high. So if I know the bottom of the bar is, I know where the top's going to be. And if I want to buy 1 tick above the top, then I'm going to buy 8 ticks away from the bottom. Like I would have been buying 1 tick above that right there. Now that wasn't an actual trade setup, so I'm not doing anything. The last actual trade setup was right here. Would have gone long right here. Okay, but you see something just happened here because gold just jumped, crude is moving, and the ES just jumped. So hopefully we're going to get a trade setup here. Yesterday, sadly, yesterday the stream cut off after 3 minutes into it, and I had a whole bunch of trades yesterday. So we'll see what happens today if we end up with some trades. But you can see the long-term trend right here on crude oil is moving up pretty well. If I click on crude and I do this, you can see the long-term trend is moving up. And when the long-term trend is moving up and the black line is in the green, you take bounces off the ribbon. Okay. The long-term trend is moving up. The black line is in the green, you take bounces off the ribbon. When the long-term trend is moving down and the black line is in the red, you can take long terms. Short trades off the ribbon, like right there and there and there. All right. So let's jump back here and see if anything else is starting to pull back. See over here on gold, the long-term trend just started to move up. And what you want to make sure when you're going long, you want this black line to be on the bottom of all the lines in the ribbon. You want the black line to be on the bottom of all the lines in the ribbon. Okay. Now, these indicators are available. If you look in the signature panel, you'll see where to go take a free trial of these indicators if you want to. And right now we just have to wait. We just don't have a trade here yet. It seemed like yesterday by this time we had about 4 trades. But the market was actually moving really fast yesterday when Powell was speaking. So we had some great opportunity yesterday. Now, today we had some great opportunity as well in the morning session. You know, the morning session runs from 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern time. And we had some great opportunities this morning too. I won't get into that right now, but if you want to be part of the morning session, then just go down to the website that's down in the signature panel down at the bottom of the link that you used to get in here. And still looking for a pullback here. Okay. What we want to see is something just like this. We want to pull back, touch the ribbon, any part of this ribbon. It doesn't have to touch the black line, any part of the ribbon in here. It's just going to touch it and give us an up close. Okay, that's what we're looking for. All right. Does anybody have any questions about anything at this point? Marco, hang on, let me see that over there. 7 range on the ES as well. Yeah, when I'm doing it in here, Marco, I'm not comparing the charts, trying to match these charts up with my DT Pro charts. Okay. So everything's the same. You can put them all in 7 range when you get them all just like this, and you're not trying to match up the indicators. I mean, for those of you guys, that's something I should probably tell you. To have 3 charts displayed like this in a layout all at once, you have to have a minimum of the Pro Plus. Okay, to have 2 charts displayed, you have to have the Pro. To have custom intervals for your bars, you have to have at least the Pro, right? The free version, you won't get custom intervals, and you only get 1 chart per layout. Okay, but for the pro version, you get 2 charts per layout and you get custom intervals. And for the Pro Plus, you get up to 4 charts per layout and you get custom intervals. So the premium is what we have, but you need the premium if you're going to start doing the stuff that we're doing here right now. You're going to start broadcasting things. All right, so right now I'm looking for this bar to close down, then the next bar to actually hit the ribbon and then give us an up close. Okay, that's what I'm looking for right now. So look, I can bring this over like this, and this bar right here, it's got a low right now of 39.50, so I'm going to buy 41.50. Okay, now it's got a low of 39.25, so I'm going to buy 41.25. If you get an up close right here at 41.25, I want to trigger me in like that, trigger me in, and now you got to bounce off the ribbon, and the green, I mean the black line is definitely in the green. Now after 4 ticks in profit, I move the stop to break even, but you know every trade I put on has 10 ticks of risk on it to start out with. And after it gets 4 ticks in profit, after it ticks right there, I'll bump the stop to break even. Okay, there it is, stop to break even. Now I don't have any risk on the trade. So now I manage a trade. Looking left, should get up to here, 44.50 at least, right there at least, okay? But I'm just gonna lock in one little tick right here, and 44.50 is where it should go, but I think it's gonna go further all the way up to 41.46. Okay, so step 1, there are 3 parts to a trade. 1 is getting into the trade, 2 is getting the risk off the trade, 3 is managing the trade, and getting the proper exit like we just did right there. Okay, that is it right there. That's all you need to do again and again and again. Okay, did you guys get that with me? I know some of you guys, those are guys that have been with us for years. I mean, you saw that coming. And that is exactly what you want to do again and again and again. Okay, Marco said he got 20 ticks on that. Awesome. I don't even know what I got. My entry was here. My entry was at the right point, 41.25, and I put a target up where I saw the good target number. So now there are ways that you can get into continuation trades here, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm just going to take the bounces off the ribbon if we get them. Look over here on gold right now. Gold is starting to pull back almost down to the ribbon. The long-term trend is bullish. So we'll be looking for an opportunity there. Okay. Yeah, there is how. Ask Bert. Okay, Bert's got a video for it. I have a video too, but I don't know where it is. So over here on the gold, this was pretty close to touching it, but it didn't actually touch it. And you see how we have the little arrow underneath it? The arrow is not always going to be on the trigger bar, right? More often than not, it's going to be on the bar before the trigger bar. Okay, but it's not always going to be on the trigger bar. It was on this trigger bar because the white line was flat down here at the bottom. That's why it was actually on the trigger bar this time. It's on the bar before right here, but this is not going to be a trigger bar. It's not going to be able to go down deep enough to hit the ribbon. So that's it, guys. Again and again and again, you want to do that. All right, and over time, I will show you guys how to do the continuation trades to be able to pick up trades like this one right here, and this one right here, and other trades like that, continuation trades. But for right now, we're just going to wait and let it come back to us and see if it's going to do it again. The long-term trend is bullish. It's just going to hit the ribbon and give us an up close. All right. The stuff down here in the slingshot, you don't need that for the entry. Use that for the management of the trade. All right. This green and red line down here, that should go from oversold to overbought, to oversold to overbought, to oversold to overbought. So right now when it's pulling back, it should get down into the oversold. And then when it starts to move again, it should go back up to the overbought. Okay. All right. So that is all you got to do. Hey, hello, Malika-Wim. And you got that one, Bull Bear Rider. Good. All right, so over here on the gold right now, an up close of this bar now, the long-term trend is bullish. The low of this bar right now is 89.0, so we're going to buy 89.8. 89.8, that is 8 ticks above the low of the bar. Okay, that's what we're going to buy there. Over here on the ES, it's going to drop down just a little bit more to give us another one. Okay, it's going to drop down here to 43.5. get to the point where you'd want to go long. There it is. Now we need an up close on the ES right now. It's at 43 and a quarter, right? So 8 ticks above 43 and a quarter is going to be 45 and a quarter. So you can be proactive like this because I know how big the bar is going to be. Okay, on both of these, you can be proactive because I know how big the bar is going to be. The low of this is 89, the high is going to be 89.7. So my buy stop is at 89.8, one tick above it. The low of this is 43 and a quarter. So I know that is going to go up to 45. Now it's changed. Okay, so now the low of this one is 42 and a half. So we're going to buy 44 and a half. And the black line is still in the green, so this is still a valid trade here. This one is still the same. This one is now correct. 42 and a half up to, I'm sorry, what did I say? 40, is it? Yeah, 42 and a half up to right there. Trading me in at 44 and a half. Okay, so now what we anticipate is that this is going to go up to the prior swing high again, 48 and a quarter. Okay, that is all the way up here. Now that's an initial spot for a target. Okay, and we just triggered in on the gold as well. Right, so 4 ticks in profit, and we bump that stop to break even. We need to go up another tick in here. The golds, same thing. I'm watching the golds. Okay, now we have no risk on this trade, and just looking left, this is the target number up here. Okay, if you look at the DOM, we'll see if the DOM gives us anything else. It's not yet, but we'll just go with that for right now. Over here on the gold, we need 1 more tick. There it is. Stop to break even on the gold. Okay, now the target on the gold is up. It's all the way up here at 91.0, right there. Okay, so I'm going to lock in 3 ticks on this, and on this one over here, I'm going to lock in 4 and 5 on the ES, 4 on the gold, and we just hit the target on the gold. Okay, so we're out of the gold now, and we have 6 now on the ES, 7 on the ES. It should go up here. It actually should go even further. Look for it to get all the way up to 41.50. We ended up with 7 on the ES, but it should go all the way up to 41.50. Okay, 41.50 is where that should go to. I'll draw a line in here for you so you can see it. Did I say 41.50? I mean 51.50. 50. No, 41.50. 41. I was right. 41.50. Right there is where that should go up to. Now you see we took profit here. I don't remember exactly how much we took here in profit, but we nailed that one, took profit there. And on this one, we just took profit on 2 trades. This one, oops, hang on, arrow. That trade right there, and that trade right there. All right. So now we gotta wait. Crude oil is not giving us any opportunity yet. I got about 8. You got, did I get 12 on gold? Or did you get 12 on gold, Marco? I lost track. I mean, I know I can go and look, but it's gonna have all my morning stuff on there too. Okay. Well, it's gonna have all my morning stuff on there, and it does have all my morning stuff. I think I got 10 on it. It looks like that's what added up to me from the morning, because I had 34 this morning, and I just added 10 more. So $440 a contract on gold right now. The ES is pulled back again right here, guys. It didn't put in a higher swing, but this is going to hit the ribbon. Now the green line, I mean, the black line is still in the green, so we could take another trade right here. Now this one isn't quite as attractive as the last one. See, I think if this bar closes down, it's going to disqualify the trade. I'm actually kind of hoping it does. There it did. Okay, now the black line is no longer in the green. The black line is in the white. So I'm not going to take a trade here. Okay. Yes, but on the morning so far, or on the day, I guess, Marco, per contract, I'm up $440 on gold. So that was a 10 tick that I just added on over there, I think. And on the ES, I'm up a lot. Because I'm good this morning in the room. All right. So you got both of those, Bull Bear. 32 ticks and 3 trades. Is this not worth it? It's too bad it's only half an hour, right? All right, so so far everything seems to be working out okay. See, it got out of the green right here. That's why I didn't want to go long on this. It got out of the green, the black line did. And when it's in the green, yeah, well, those are easy trades to take. The easy and obvious trades, all right? Like this one over here, and all of these right here. Now watch up here. If we start going sideways, the long-term direction is going to flatten out. Okay, you don't want to trade when it's flat. Okay, easy and obvious. Take those trades. Just stick with those. That's all you need. All right. So far we've had 30-something ticks so far in these 3 trades. Right, we had this one gold trade here. We had this one ES trade here, this other ES trade here. And then this one, the black line got out of the green right there, so you don't want to take a trade and watch the long-term trend is flattening out. Now we're starting to get some more people in here right now, so I want to just go through the reasons why I took the trade. All right. First of all, if you have not, if you have not taken a trial with this and you want to, I'm allowed to put this in here, I think. You can go there and sign up for a free 5-day trial. Okay, it's a free 5-day trial. You get to use the indicators and everything else. If you want to take that trial, just give us your profile name and we'll set you up on this TradingView right away. And I'll send you a bunch of information telling you where to go and do things. Okay, where to download layouts and stuff like that. Okay, I'll give you actually this exact layout. I'll share this with you. This is a shared layout that I give to people. All right, I guess I can give that to you right here. If I copy the link, I'll stick that in here too. That is the layout link. Okay. That is only going to work for you if you have the indicators. You know, if you don't have the indicators, you're going to get an exclamation point up here. So you got to get the indicators from us. All right. So right now, see, this is flattening out the long-term direction. The long-term direction for everybody that's just popping in right now, the long-term direction is identified by the black outline right here. That is your long-term direction. Within the long-term direction, you have your short-term direction that is the darker color in here. And within the short-term direction, you have support and resistance levels in here, right? The dynamic moving support and resistance levels. We call it the ribbon, right? It's called the BBC ribbon. The BBC is the leading line. The black line is the important line here, right? You want that black line to be on the bottom of it all and in the green when you're looking for a bounce up off of it. And you want that black line to be above it all and in the red when you're looking for a bounce down off of it. Okay, let's find someplace where we had a short in here. Right here. You want that black line to be above it all and in the red when you get a bounce down off the ribbon. Okay. If the black line is not in the red or not in the green, no trade. If the long-term direction is not trending, no trade. Okay. It's really simple stuff. Okay. Looking for something else that's going to pull back and give us something right here on the ES right now. It's not even flat yet. It's still just a little bit up. So it's not even flat. And you don't want to trade when it's flat. You want it to be the long-term trend. You want the long-term trend to be obviously trending like it is over here on the crude oil right now. The crude didn't give us anything. It's just gone sideways and choppy in here. For everyone who's just getting in here right now, these are 7-tick range bars, right? Every bar is 7 ticks high. That's why you were able to see on these last 2 trades, I was able to put my order on ahead of time on both of these trades. So I triggered into the trade and then I just had to manage the trade. Okay, now this one should have gone all the way up to here, but it didn't. So right now, what I would be looking for is where it's going to go on the downside. All right, it is favoring the downside just a little bit, and 40.75 is where it looks like it wants to go down to. There were a couple of numbers, 42 and then 40.75 on the downside. On the upside, it's definitely 48.25 and up here at 50. Okay, these are the numbers. These are the numbers that I'm able to get on the upside. Okay, it's right there. And well, we won't worry about the downside right now. You see, we never got the bearish, never got the bearish long-term trend here, but it's flat, so we don't really have bullish long-term trend either. Right, we're still bullish long-term trend on the gold and on the crude oil, but we don't have a trade set up for it. Okay. Could I show the 20-tick range on the ES? Yeah, I can. Am I doing this every day this time? I'm going to try to, Rick. And yes, you really need 2 or 3 trades to reach a goal. Sometimes, most of the times, it's just one trade. You know, the last 3 days, I got my goal in the very first trade. On the ES, if we bump that to a 20-tick really quick, ready, done. Here's the 20-tick. Okay, so the 20-tick long-term trend is starting to move up. Okay, it's starting to get a little bit bullish. Okay, and still continuation trades right here. There was one, and that was it, just one crude oil continuation trade. There were 2 of them actually. There was one right here, and there was one right here. They both worked out pretty well. You know, when the long-term trend is up like that, if you're coming out of the bottom, if the white line down here is coming out of the bottom and crossing, that's what these colors are down here. If it comes out of the bottom and it crosses the green line, that's where you should see those. When it's coming out of the bottom, they'll be green, and when it's coming out of the top, it'll be red. But if you have long-term bullish trend and you get a green line down here, that's usually going to be an indication that you're going to have a movement up. All right, it is 1:22. We have about 8 minutes left in here, guys, before I wrap it up for today. We've had 3 great trades so far. Yesterday, I don't know how many trades we had yesterday. We probably had 15 trades yesterday. If you didn't get to see yesterday's, and you're in here, I'll give you a link to go see yesterday's. All right, it is 1 hour into that was for yesterday. All right, that link there was for yesterday. You'll be able to watch all of yesterday's there. And here it shut off after 3 minutes in here. It had a problem. It shut off after 3 minutes. I really wish it would have done the whole thing. But it was bouncing all over the place. And I stopped out 3 times, I think, but I made up for those stop outs, multiple times. But I think out of like 15 trades that I had, 3 of them were stop outs. And 2 of those were actually mistakes. They were the same trade and they were a mistake on the same trade. I ended up going short twice, and I should have had both of them off at break even, and I didn't get either one off at break even. I ended up stopping out on both of them. But everybody makes mistakes, even me. All right, so I don't know if we're going to get another trade set up here, guys. It's 1:23, and it's looking like we'll see. I don't know what's actually going to trigger anything. Okay, on the bullish side right here, this is working out in here. Now in here, we didn't have any long-term trend right here, so I didn't want to go long off of this. I was looking for it to get up to here to begin with, and then up to here after that. If it pulls back and gives us another opportunity before then, we'll take it. Okay, I don't know if it's going to, but look over here on the gold. Oops, I didn't do that. Look over here on the gold. Right, the low on this bar is 90.4. So on the gold, if you know where the low is, you know where the high is going to be. So it's going to be 90.4 up to 91.1. So if I buy stop on 1 tick above that. Okay, now you see that just moved a little bit. So now it's got a low here. It's 90.2. So it's going to have a high of 90.8. I'm sorry, 90.2. It's going to have, hang on. It's going to have a high 90.9. So you have a buy stop here, because if this closes up right now, it's going to show that the black is in the green. We have long-term bullish trend. So we just need the up close right here. So my buy stop limit order is 1 tick above where this bar should close. If this bar closes up, it's going to trigger me in at 91, probably, maybe 91.1. And my stop is at 10 ticks. The stop is always at 10 ticks to begin with. In the risk management strategy that I use, I move the stop to break even after I get 4 ticks in profit. Okay, over and over and over. Same thing. I've been doing this for over 10 years. So if you're not doing it, yeah, you really should be. There it is, the up close, the trigger in, and now this should go up to at least right there at 92. Okay, if you look over here, 92.3 is what it's looking like. Okay, so I'll put a target up there, 92.3. And if I get 4 ticks in profit, I'll bump my stop to break even. There's 4 ticks, stop to break even. I don't have any risk on this trade. If I make it up here to 92.3, then I get 13 ticks. If I don't, then I get a break even. All right, this is a good way to end the morning session. Actually, still have 3.5 minutes left, I guess. So could get a couple of trades here. The ES is almost giving us another trade here, almost. One thing you never want to do is take a trade when that white line is going against you. All right, it can be flat or it can be going with you, but you do not want to go long when that white line is going down. All right, back over here on the gold. It's going to try to get up here, I think. Right here at 92.0 is the first spot. You see that right there? I think it's going up to that. So you should get the whole 13 ticks out of this probably. Okay. I don't see any questions coming in by all the people that are watching in the stream right now. I see questions coming in the other things we've got going on. You know, I'm not a fan of trading the NQ, but what did I say the tick range should be? Probably 15 or 20. And your stop should be 5 more than the bar length that you're using, Michael. Okay, for the NQ. You can't do the NQ on a tick range, it's just too fast. Right, we ended up with a break even here on this one. So I'm going to cancel that. And the ES did not end up giving us a trade. It dropped right through everything and turned bearish. So, now we have to wait. Okay. This over here got me out of break even. It could still move up and do what I thought it was going to do. Now 92 is where I was just looking left to get to the 92, but I had 92.3, which is right here. Okay, 92.3 is where I think that's going to try to get up to. Now on the ES, you look here. The long-term direction is starting to move down on the ES. This is real topping action right here. In the room this morning, I was going over leg lengths and how the leg lengths change. You know, if the leg lengths down start to get bigger and you stop getting higher highs and you start getting lower lows, that's a change of direction right there. And that's what's happening right now. Okay. So you can see it's also showing here on the long-term trend. The long-term trend is starting to show down, and you just have to wait. Okay, wait. I wanted to actually see right now the black is on the top. The black just finally got on the top. So in the bigger picture, I'm going to jump to a larger time frame for just a minute. Okay, I'm going to jump to a 20 range for just a minute. In the bigger picture, this is a pullback in the bigger picture, and it should bounce up. Okay, in the smaller picture right here, what we're looking at is it's got to pull up here and then bounce back down to give us a trade. It hasn't done that yet. Okay, so there's a chance that it'll run right through this when it bounces back up, because in the bigger picture, this is, you know, the markets, like I said, the markets always go up and down, but in the bigger picture, this is the up, this is the down. So this is the up in the bigger picture. That's what you're looking at. The smaller picture, you know, we're looking at this move up, this move down, this move up. Then this move up did not exceed this swing high. And this move down didn't, this move up didn't, this move down did. So right here changes things. This move up didn't, this move up did, but it didn't exceed this swing high. This move down did, so that changes things. So now you're looking at this in the short term. Okay, but in that short term is just a piece of the, longer term. Okay. This pullback in here in the short term is this pullback in the longer term, right? It's this one right here. So in the longer term, we'd end up, if it does work out, we'd end up buying somewhere up here. But the way it's looking right now, it's going to actually give us a short trade. I think we're running out of time. Yeah, we just ran out of time. Okay. So again, guys, if you want to sign up for a free trial and do all this stuff for everybody who's in here in the TradingView stream, Look in the signature panel, right? It's in the signature panel, or look in the live chat. It's in the live chat. I'll put it in the live chat again. I'm allowed to do that. You can go there, sign up for the free 5-day trial. Okay. Give us your profile name, and we'll set you up right away with the TradingView indicators. All right. That's it, guys. With that, I'm going to end this live stream for right now, and I will catch you all tomorrow, same time. All right. Thanks for coming today. All right, D. The live stream is ended. So in here.
So
I worked up
the memory
well.
issue got fixed, so that's good.
It seems like it. Yep. It seems like it. It keeps prompting this perfect cam thing, and that was kind of hanging around in the background. But it seems like the memory issue took care of itself. You can see right here on the crude oil, we finally got that trade that we've been looking for. But yeah, the memory issue seems to be taken care of, and so now I guess that stream is going to go live up there, or go into the recent streams list. So that'll be a good thing, I think.
Yep, and the whole thing will be on youtube.com/CFRN.
Yep, I put that in there too. I don't know if you saw that. I put that in the live chat.
Okay. All right, you want me to grab the screens back, or you still got more?
Yeah, go ahead. You can take it. You can. No, I got to make these appointments with these guys now, so I can get these appointments done with these other guys.
Good job. Good job, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's always challenging when you're trying to learn to do something new. And
I know. Today it worked out pretty well. And yesterday,
you'll get better every day. You'll get better every day. So that window we drew on the NQ, price traveled all the way through the window right there, and then it pulled back, and now it's doing it again. Important prices, important areas are almost always tested. And on the daily, things haven't changed a whole lot on the ES, except we found resistance at red and falling as we suggested we might, and now we're printing a red candle on the 30-minute chart. And so on your 7-tick range chart, or whatever time frame you execute on, that's where you go and look for your pullback to the BVC, down close, and execute just as Michael teaches you every day in the live training room. Over here we drew a window on the Dow, and price traded right through it, right down to the zone where it found support, bounced it back up to the BVC. Silver sitting on support at blue and climbing. Crude ran through its target, window of opportunity that we drew in earlier, from roughly 78.20 up to 78.40, I think we called it. So that was $200 per contract traded. Let's see. Russell heading back down towards that target. NQ. I think we looked at everything. Yeah. Okay. So back to the daily chart. Actually, on the Dow, the window that we drew was based off of this leg down. So I don't remember if, let's see, this would have happened at 12:30. So yeah, I'm guessing it was. Yeah. Hit the zone, support, bounce back to the BBC, resistance. When the market finds support, it's going to go look for resistance. When it finds resistance, it's going to go look for support. So again, you got to let price get below red and falling, below the step line, and then there's that window again. Okay. And you know where the major resistance and major support is, because we covered that already on the daily chart. To become a lifetime member with no recurring fees, no upsells, no new shiny objects to buy ever, go to eminifuturestrading.com. 2 mouse clicks, you become a lifetime member. 9 out of 10 new traders fail because they don't have someone to teach them how to do the job. Whether you want to become a mechanic, electrician, an attorney, a brain surgeon, or even stock shelves at Safeway, somebody's got to show you the right way to do the job. 9 out of 10 traders think reading a book or watching a few YouTube videos is somehow going to substitute having a live instructor. It won't happen. That's why we give you two hours of live training every trading day from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. It's an interactive environment. You're encouraged to ask as many questions as you can, because the more questions you ask, the sooner you'll learn the strategy, the methodology, how to read the indicators, etc. 9 out of 10 new traders don't know they need a business plan or a trading plan. Our 24/20 blueprint will walk you through the process of creating those 2 very important documents. Along with the live training room every day where you have a living, breathing teacher, you also have access to unlimited one-on-one private mentoring. The strategy and methodology that you learn, the indicators that you own for life, are fluid across all markets and all time frames. That's futures, that's individual stocks, that's crypto, that's Forex, from a 1-minute chart to a monthly chart. Price flows the same across all markets and all time frames. From support to resistance, back to support, back to resistance, over and over, again and again. As a lifetime member, you also receive the Logic 247 alerts around the clock, the concierge trade alerts every night when they're posted, and of course you get an invitation to the members only workshop on Thursday night. So that's 2 hours of live training 5 days a week. That's 10 hours. 2 hours, and then another 2 hours on Thursday night. Plus you have around the clock support via Telegram. Make sure when you become a member that you take advantage of all the resources at your disposal. We're here to serve you, but you got to tell us that you need help with any particular area so that we can give you the assistance you need. Now, before we go to the good word for the day, okay, we see what's happening on the ES 30 minute. Okay, trying to break below this low here at 41. What's the low of this candle? 41.34 half. That's right there. Okay, see what's happening with the green line on the slingshot? See what's happening here? All I gotta do is get short. Grab your goal for the day. All right. Good word for the day. Yesterday we talked about faithfulness. We're going to continue that discussion today because it's important. Lamentations 3:23. You don't hear a lot of sermons preached out of Lamentations. But in chapter 3, verse 23, it says, "Great is thy faithfulness. Faithfulness can turn the most menial job into a vitally important one. For example, think about how dependent we are on something as small as a postage stamp. It's always ready for service. It goes wherever it's sent. It does whatever it's asked to do. It sticks to the task until it's done. It doesn't give up when it's licked. It stays up to date. And it finds no job too small. We weren't all born with equal talents. Some of us are more gifted in certain areas than others, but every one of us was born with an equal responsibility to utilize his or her abilities at full capacity. That's the most any of us can do, and it's what God, who gave us our talents, expects us to do. 200 years ago, when the U.S. Marine Corps was first formed, officials gave considerable time to contemplating a fitting motto. They finally chose the Latin phrase, Semper Fidelis, which you often hear as simply Semper Fi. But the Latin phrase is Semper Fidelis, a phrase now engraved on the mind of every Marine. What does it mean? Always faithful. And a Marine will tell you there's no such thing as I used to be a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Always faithful. Why? Because a Marine can't afford to be faithful only when it's comfortable or convenient or when they feel like it or when it will make them happy. Semper Fidelis means you must always be faithful, regardless of the cost. God wants to be able to say the same thing about you as is said about him. Great is thy faithfulness. So whether you're a boss, an employee, a father, a mother, a husband, a wife, a friend, a teammate, or a Marine, the word for today is always be faithful. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whoever you are, wherever you are, may God continue to richly bless you with his mercy and with his grace. And I'll see you at the bell.
Remember this, there is no greater return on investment than to see a human life changed and given hope. As always, pray hard and trade safe. Any financial information discussed on this show is simply the opinion of our host, Dwayne Reeves, his co-hosts, and guests. To learn more about trading E-mini futures or to take a 1-week free trial in our live trading room, call 1-866-928-3310. 866-928-3310. Information discussed on this radio program should not be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Always do your own due diligence and consult with a licensed securities broker or financial planner before making any investment decision.